Hello friends, welcome to the Basics of Geography series, and this is the IS Conclave Institute. Please subscribe our YouTube channels for updated videos and on regular basis. And this I am Rohit Mandhan here to facilitate you, and this is our initiative Geography Incubation series for civil services examination, and especially for those students who lack command on their concept, their fundamentals on geography. So this is how we are covering. We have covered in the mineral matters, what are minerals, how minerals forms, how minerals and rock different from each other, the mineral group classification. You can see the silicate versus non-silicate. In this silicate series, we are covering the silicate minerals, and in silicate minerals, we have covered the silicate structure. Now we are covering the common silicate minerals, like common silicate minerals, light silicate minerals, and the dark silicate minerals. In light silicate minerals, you find the more content, more dominance of the silica. Okay, more dominance of the silica, but in the dark silicate you find the more dominance of the iron and magnesium, and that's why they are dark in color, they are heavy, their density is very high. So that's why we call them the ferromagnesium silicate. In ferromagnesium silicate, we will cover the various types of the groups like olivine group, the pyroxene group, the amphibose group, dark mica, biotite, and garnet. So these we will cover, but in this session we will cover only the olivine group. Now look at the olivine group. If you look at the olivine groups are the common minerals of the igneous rock, and in igneous rock, basically of the extrusive igneous rocks, and basically these are the extrusive igneous rocks, and based on the extrusive igneous rocks, they form on the surface of the earth. Like the example, the most famous example is the divergent plate boundaries. In divergent plate boundaries, you will find such prominent example of these igneous rocks. So igneous rocks, they compose of the igneous rocks like the basalt and gabbro. So in basalt and gabbro rock, you will find the olivine minerals dominance. Okay, so these are very transparent. Olivines is occasionally used as the gemstones. I will show later you how we can, these are the gemstones, because they have very lusty and vitreous glassy textures, and that's why these are called the peridot. We call them peridot. Rather than develop large crystal, olivine commonly forms small rounded crystal. Why small and rounded crystal? Man, I told you, because these form under the extrusive igneous rocks, and extrusive igneous rocks crystallize within the few days. Crystallize within the few days, as compared to the intrusive igneous rock, which took time, millions of years to form crystalline. They have a very large crystal, but they were very fine crystals, rounded crystals, you will notice. Now you can see the olivine rich peridotite, and the rock is dunite rocks, and you will notice that these are the rounding crystal. You can clearly, these are the rounded, very fine crystals, but in the common eye you cannot see commonly. Okay, now in olivine and related form are typically found in the basalt. As I told you, in the basalt, gabbro, in the igneous rocks, you find common igneous rocks of the oceanic crust, because these olivine form the major component of the oceanic crust, and that's why oceanic crust are very heavy, very dense, and that you will notice that these, if this is the continental crust and this is oceanic crust, and very thin, and that's why they subduct beneath the continental. If this is the continental crust, or this is oceanic crust, so they subduct because of the high density. Or high density, why they have a high density? Because of the olivine minerals, and olivine minerals are form of the iron and magnesium, and they constitute about the 50% of the earth upper mantle. If you look at the olivine minerals group, they form the major of the mafic igneous rocks and the ultramafic. Ultramafic igneous rock will find in the upper mantle, and mafic rock you will find in the oceanic crust. So this is our olivine, and this has an olivine, this has an glassy lustrous. This has a very glassy luster. So this is how you can see how olivines look like, and that's why it's used as in the gemstone. We use in the gemstone in jewelry industry. So if you like this video, please share and subscribe our YouTube channel also, and to share your friends also. Okay, thank you guys.